Hi, I'm Nathan Song, and today we're going to be covering Test A, Paper 2, number 4. So the question we're given is the function f of x is equal to 4x cubed plus 2ax minus 7a, a being an element of all real numbers, that leaves a remainder of negative 10 when divided by x minus a. So first what we want to do is find the value of a. So how can we find the value of a? Well, remember how we solve these type of questions. When we substitute a for the value of x here, what we should get is a remainder of negative 10. That's what the question is saying. So when we replace these x values, with a, f of x should come to return negative 10 for some value of a. So let's write that down. For some a, 4a cubed plus 2a squared minus 7a is going to be equal to negative 10. Okay. Well, that's simple enough. You could pull out your calculator and just solve for a, which turns out to come to negative 2. I'm sure there's other ways to solve for the value of a, but for the sake of time on the HL exam, you should just pull out your calculator and go to your numerical solver. So that's the first part done, pretty easy. So let's move on to part B. Show that for this value of a, there's a unique real solution to the equation f of x equals 0. So what we want to do is show or prove that for this f of x function, there's going to be a real solution when we put a in as a constant. So f of x, if we use a equals negative 2, is 4x cubed minus 4x minus 7a. Or in this case, plus 14, since a is negative 2. Now, we can solve this in a lot of different ways, but the simplest way I find is graphing, because you can see a solution pretty easily on the graph. It's the intersection, isn't it? And if you graph this function, you get, while sketching, something approximately like this, with only one intersection on the x-axis. So this is our one solution. If we use our calculator again to find the solution, we get x goes to negative 1.7365, and we seem to have solved our problem. So the first point that you would get for this problem would be method 1 for recognizing that we have to substitute a into the equation to get our answer. There's actually two method points. I believe that the second method point would be either stating that this is remainder theorem, or just a second method point given that you simplified it down to this, and your answer point for showing that a is negative 2 using your calculator. Now, for part B, your first answer point would be substituting a into your function to get f of x equals 4x cubed minus 4x plus 14, because that's the equation that you have to graph. And after that, giving a sketch of this graph and showing that this intersection is the only one solution would be another reasoning point 1. If you want to secure your point on the HL exam for that reasoning point, you could say something like, by the graph of f of x with a is at negative 2, there is clearly only one real solution, that being x is negative 1.7365, and that would be your answer. So you get all 5 points for this question on the HL exam. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next problem video.